I guess we can go live now. Hey, look at that. I'm always surprised when I'm going live. Isn't that funny? Oh, hold on. Oh, hey. I'm always surprised when I go live, folks, because this little program thing, it just, I thought I was live and I was talking, wasn't. But welcome back to Mountain Bike Q&A. I'm your host, Johnny U, as you know, or if you don't know, I'm Johnny U, the host of Mountain Bike Q&A, the podcast where I let you get to learn a little bit more about your favorite mountain bike content creators. That's what I'm going with. I never had like a thing. Never had like a thing where I opened it up. I just said, "Oh, could you please hit like and subscribe?" I'm going to go with the podcast where you get to know more about your mountain bike podcast creators. I'm going with it for now. Anywho, folks, I appreciate you coming on here. We've got some people live right now. If you're listening to this afterwards on iTunes or Spotify, if you could leave like a little star or a review or something, if you like it, even if you don't, maybe I can learn from the criticism. That would be great. But anywho, thank you so much. If you're new here right now, do hit that like and subscribe button. That would greatly help the channel. Anywho, I'm really excited about my next guest, Steve, Transplant MTB. After my last interview with Kitty McCoy, he had sent me a documentary about him, and I was floored. I was floored by it. And I'm like, would you like to come on my channel? And he's, yes. So let's bring him onto the channel. Ladies and gentlemen, Steve Kammerer.
Kammerer. Close.
That's Thank God I didn't say
my
it
whole
today.
Life.
Kammerer. Transplant MTB. How you doing, man?
I'm good. You know, just wrapping up work here and glad to jump on.
Wrapping up work.
Yeah.
Trying to. We got some people over here real quick. Let's bring them in and say, hey, Medi, electric trail surfer, trail pimp. Let's go. We got Mark Hill, the segment. Sweet. I already hit the like button. Appreciate that. My sister's here. She's not late this time. And then we've got, who we got here? We got, do you know this? 411 Adam?
Yep.
Never heard.
I warned you about these guys. I warned you about them.
That's fine. That's fine. We will deal with them as we go. Dave Urell, is this thing on? Yeah, I'm a mess, dude. All the way from New Zealand, ladies and gentlemen. Not New Zealand. Gosh, sorry. Finland. Yarno, the fractured rider. Finland.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. What time is it there?
Huh?
What time is it there?
What is it? 3 o'clock, Yarno? Man, he's putting out some great videos too. You got to go onto the Fractured Rider YouTube, hit that like and subscribe. Who do we got here? Let's go, Steve. Alex.
Yep. Picard. I know Alex.
Everyone's what is the?
He's an old pro BMX guy. Alex is from Cuba.
So John Urell, do you like the shirt? Maryland, is it Nika or Nika? It's Nika down here if you're talking about Nicaraguan. Anywho, sorry. This guy is an animal. Look at you. You're bringing him in. You're bringing him in.
Yep.
Hold on. Lauren Konuzeric. That's my wife. I don't know why she changed her name. That's weird. Superfluous, sir, if you will. What okay, sorry. I'm losing track. She just yelled
she's
something.
Yelling at you.
Yeah. Hey, Scott Walker's Wild. Scott, I was going to wear your shirt. I don't know if you're like this, Steve. I can't wear a shirt until I wash it.
Yeah, it bugs me. They don't fit right. Yeah.
You got to let the fibers breathe.
Yeah.
They open up, right?
Yep.
Holy cow. Thank you for being that way with me. I appreciate it. I feel like we're kindred spirits now.
Yeah, man. I mean, it feels weird. They're itchy. Yeah. I don't know who's been in it before me.
Yeah, exactly. It's been sitting in a box. Anywho, thanks for coming on, man. I appreciate you.
Of course.
So
it's my first podcast, so I gotta figure out how to not get distracted by the comments here.
Yeah, that's you saw me. I should have told you I have ADHD and I forgot my pills, and I'm like dog and seeing a squirrel.
Yeah.
Anyhow, where are you at? You're out there in California?
Yeah, SoCal. I live in Yucaipa. My friends say it's Eastern SoCal because I'm out in the sticks a little bit, but I'm right at the base of like Big Bear Mountain.
Oh, okay. I've
Yeah.
heard of that.
So,
What do you do out there?
work a lot and ride a lot, you know. Um,
But work wise, what do you got going
I'm
on there?
I am a business developer for like a $200 million landscape construction company. So I'm in sales.
Wow,
Um,
very cool.
yeah, we're like probably one of the largest privately owned landscape companies in California. So
Holy cow! And you got family, you got a wife, few kids, or
yeah, I've got two kids. They're both adults now. My son is 23, my daughter's 19, just turned 19. I've been
wow,
married for 23 years now, I think it is. So yeah, we got married super young. Been able to, you know, um, stay together for a long time. It's been a while.
that's awesome, man. That's so awesome. Well, your kids are grown up, so you guys, this is awesome, man. You got dogs?
I got three dogs, and I was
Yes.
like hoping that this program you used is good at drowning out barking dog sounds.
No, this program is dog friendly, sir. And I hear you're the best seller of the year.
Uh, no, no, in my division because I'm the only one in my division. But yeah, so
every year he gets the best seller of the year.
yeah, 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 for my division,
Oh,
definitely.
that's funny. That's my idol right there. You're bringing him
That's
in,
Joe. I know Joe. Yeah.
Joe. Hey, if you're new, please like and subscribe. Anywho, so I guess we'll dive right into it because I don't want to take a. I mean, this could take forever if I didn't dive right into it.
Yeah, I've got all
But
the time in the world.
transplant MTB, you you got a heart transplant.
Yes, sir.
So before that, let's back up a minute. What was going on with your heart at the time?
So my mother had a heart condition, so it was a genetic condition
Wow.
that my mom had a heart transplant as well. I think is about 18 years ago almost now. So
Cool.
um, I when I was in my 20s, I started to have what I thought were panic attacks, and I had been checked out since I was a kid because my mom was always worried that I would develop what she had. So
Yeah.
um, I started having these, where my heart would start racing, the doctors, it would stop by the time I go to the doctor, and the doctor would always say, "Well, you're having anxiety or something like that." It turned out, a few years into it, that it was atrial fibrillation, which is pretty common medical condition that
AFib,
a
right?
lot of older people get. And for a lot of people, you don't even notice it, but mine was very noticeable. It would make me short of breath and hard to do normal things. So I had probably about 8 procedures called catheter ablations that were where they go in and they try to cauterize, they isolate the electrical signals that are faulty in your heart, and they go in through your groin
Yeah.
and work their way up to your heart and try to cauterize these areas because scar tissue doesn't conduct electricity like normal healthy tissue does. So
Huh.
um, they tried that like 8 times, and it would work for 6 months to a year, and then it would come back, and I'd start to have the same problems again. So that went on for years, since I was, in my early 20s, and then it started to get, I had multiple pacemakers put in.
Wow.
It started to get really bad in like 2017. I at the time I raced motocross with my son and a bunch of friends of mine,
Hmm.
and I had to stop because I got put on blood thinners and I had to have a pacemaker put in, and they cut off your heart has this thing called the AV node, which is it controls the electrical signals to the top portion of your heart.
Wow.
And I'm probably totally butchering this because I'm not a doctor,
I
obviously,
don't
but
know. I'm a
it,
photographer, so you can be saying anything, and I'm just going,
yeah.
oh, wow.
So your atrium would, your ventricles basically follow the lead of your atrium, right? And your atrium is the top portion of your heart. Well, the AV node connects the two. So if my atrium starts beating really fast, the ventricles start to try and keep up.
Mhm.
So they cut off that connection. They cauterized it and killed that connection and put a pacemaker in so that I was the only thing keeping my ventricles pumping was the pacemaker.
Well,
Um, so
I
after
gotta
that,
ask you, you're in your early 20s going through all that like this. What what are you thinking at this point? You're like, are you
I mean,
nervous? You scared about your health?
so, so you get what I realized in life when I watched my mom go through all these things, it was like scary beyond belief. I did
Yeah.
not want to have anything to do with that. And the first time they told me that they wanted to do this procedure, I was scared. I got in the car with I think my mom was with me the first time, and
Yeah.
I started crying. I was like, why is this happening to me? I don't want this to happen. Um, but you go in, like what I learned through this whole ordeal is that as a human being, you're a lot stronger than you give yourself credit for, and you just do what you have to,
Yeah.
and you take it as it comes. So yeah, I was scared to death at first, but then they became kind of routine. I've been electrically cardioverted where they shock you to get your heart to go back into a normal rhythm.
Well,
Yeah,
the paddles, yeah.
they don't use paddles; they use
Oh,
stickers. But I've had it
yeah.
done over 30 times,
What?
and I one of those times was with my mom in the bed 3 beds down, and she had the same thing done to her before her transplant.
What?
So our doctor, who was like family, he did hers, and then two patients later, 10, 15 minutes later, it was my turn. And we were in the same room. The nurses were like, this is crazy.
Wait, so oh God. Your mom was in the hospital with you at the same time? She
She
was
was
having,
having the same procedure done that I was, 2 beds down from me.
wow.
Yeah, in the same day.
Keep it in the, wow. That's
Yeah.
crazy. I'm a joker. I could, got, I want to, can't make light of this. It's so heavy. Like, at what point, how old were you when they said, you're going to need a transplant?
It was kind of late. We we exercised every other option for years and years. So 2021, um, it started getting real bad, and I went into the doctor, and my doctor, Dr. Canham at the time, said, "Hey, it's time. We send you over to the transplant team at Cedar Sinai." Um,
Oof.
and you kind of read between the lines and think, okay, well, where is this going to end up down the road, because it
Yeah.
just doesn't seem to get any better. So by that time, you're sick for so many years, you're kind of looking forward to the opportunity to possibly, you know, f-
Better your life.
feel better,
Yeah. Feel better.
So so that's what happened. I think that, and then I started interviewing. You have to go through a series of interviews to get on the list to make sure you're a qualified candidate.
Yeah.
One, you're sick enough. Two, you're not going to um, abuse. You're not like, you don't smoke, you're not an alcoholic, you're not going
Yeah.
to abuse your body after you've given this gift, so you go through an interview process, you meet a bunch of doctors, you do a bunch of tests, and then
Wow.
I got listed um, on the transplant waiting list. I think I was a status 4. I think there's 6 or 7 levels.
You you were midway, a little bit
Yeah,
over. Yeah.
yeah, and then
Wow.
I was working still, and I think working, there's a lot to be said for people who keep pushing and keep going, because I think staying working kept me as healthy as I could be for longer, because I worked up until a Friday and I went into the hospital for a test on Monday and they kept me until I left with a new heart. Um,
But I'll bring this up later, but I'll bring it up now. There is a documentary that you sent me, and that's where I got a lot of the information and stuff like that. But it chronologically through this whole process to where you are now, it's amazing to watch. It is in the description down below. But you you went in a Friday, you're like, and now I'm stuck here for 80 days.
yeah, well, at that time you don't know how long it's going to be.
Yeah.
Um,
It's,
it depends.
I was going to say, do you sit and wait until you they say, okay, we've got a heart?
Yeah, so
Wow.
they admitted me. They did some tests, and they admitted me. And then once you're on these IV medications, there's like qualifications for going up different levels on the list, right? So from status 4 to status 3 is okay, well, you're on intravenous medications to help your heart function. Um,
Oh,
that was so as soon as I went into the hospital, I was put on an IV medications. I had a catheter inserted in my neck, and that goes straight into your heart, and it measures the pressures in your heart. So they knew real time, like how my heart was functioning. Um,
yeah.
and
Wow.
then yeah, and then you bump up on the list, status 3, and you wait for a match. And you wait your turn as well, because there's other people in there that are more critical than you are.
And ahead of you. Yeah.
Yeah.
What, man, is so heavy. Probably should have done a different podcaster. um, with that, knowing that you're like heart transplant, what do you tell your family and how do you feel about you went through it with your mom
Hmm.
and she came out on the other side?
Hmm.
Were you scared or do you were like, my mom did it, I got this?
Um, I wasn't scared, not because my mom did it, and I knew I was in the best hands in the world.
Okay.
I knew all the same medical team that I was dealing with, they were all on my mom's team when she had hers. Um,
So you're like, yes.
I knew these were the best doctors in the world. I was at the best hospital, um, you know, in the world for transplants. I mean, there's probably one other hospital in the world that's on their level that does as many as they do. So I knew I was in good hands, but more than any of that, I was so tired of being sick. I was over it as you can be, you know? So
Yeah.
it was like, whatever I got to do to get to this other side of it, you know? Um, so that kind of my irritation with being sick all the time overrode my fear most of the time, you know?
Yeah, it's and the sickness was it were you constantly feeling like crap?
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
you
You're,
feel, it's funny because it's your heart, not your lungs, but you feel like you can't breathe. You can
yeah,
never catch your breath.
it's a quality of life thing.
Yeah.
Cedars-Sinai, Beverly Hills is the best hospital. Is that where you were?
Yep.
Oh,
Yep.
okay. Friend, brain tumor, came back normal and rides. The hospital helped so many people. Wow,
Yeah,
is
it's an
that right
amazing
by
place.
UCLA?
Yeah, it's not far from UCLA. My mom had her transplant at UCLA. Um,
Okay. Okay. I, th- yeah, I lived out there for a minute.
yeah, so it's basically in Beverly Hills.
Okay.
Um, so it was hard because my family lived, it was not a quick drive out there,
Yeah.
and I was in there for almost 3 months. So it was hard
God.
for my wife she was driving out a couple nights a week. My family would kind of take turns visiting me. My mom, luckily enough, was in Redondo, so she wasn't far.
Mhm.
So she would come. My stepfather would come. My dad would come once a week or so, and then my wife would come a couple nights a week.
Yeah. Wow. The support system that you had.
I had them bringing me food all the time because
Yeah.
I couldn't handle any more hospital food.
Hospital food. Um, so how long were you laid up until they said we got a heart?
It was, I think, on the 70th day of waiting. Um, by that time, I had gone from a regular room on the cardiac floor to I was in the ICU. I had to have a balloon pump implanted to mechanically help my heart pump blood because my the output was going down so low. The week before they told me that they found a a heart, they talked about putting me on ECMO, which would have meant I would have gone. They would have put me basically in a medically induced coma and hooked me up to a heart and lung machine
Yeah.
while they waited
Right.
for a heart.
That was something that hit me in the documentary was you almost wanted that because it was so miserable.
But I was asking them for it,
You're
you
like, I
know.
don't want to do this anymore. Just put me in a coma until you got it.
Yeah, because it's mentally, the hardest thing was the mental thing, like the
Yeah.
tests and the poking and the prodding and all the procedures.
Wearing a
That wasn't
hospital gown.
that wasn't what bothered me the most, it was the mental side of things.
Wow.
Um,
So
and
when they say, hey, we got a match,
yeah,
how was that feeling?
it was like a Friday afternoon, and I was like, okay, am I going into surgery tomorrow morning? And they're like, no, we're gonna do it on Monday.
You're like, but you
Um,
got it now.
yeah. So they allow the family of the donor to say their goodbyes, and
Oh,
this person was on life support. So they gave them the weekend to say their goodbyes and that kind of thing. So I was sure to not complain too much.
yeah. No, and I'm not joking about this. That's like really emotional knowing that you're sitting there waiting for somebody, you know.
Yeah,
This is heavy, man. That's really
yeah,
that's really so you were like, okay.
yep.
You're
And
like,
it gave everybody a chance to come visit me beforehand too.
yeah, that's amazing. So moving forward to that Monday, you're about to go get that heart. And in the documentary, folks, you got to watch this documentary, folks. It's in the link right down. It's in the description. Um, you said goodbye to your wife.
Hmm.
What was? Oh God, I wish she was here so I
it
could ask her. Like, what was that goodbye like? Like, no, you're getting your heart removed out of you,
Yeah,
and we can
yeah,
talk about it now because I'm sitting here talking to you. You're alive and well and
yeah.
racing mountain bikes. But what was that like for you to say that?
I don't want to. it's probably a letdown, but by that time, man, we were like, let's rock and roll, let's
Let's
do
do it,
this,
man.
you
That's what I
know?
want to hear.
Yeah. So we were like, all right, I'll see you later, Like we kissed each other and she had dealt with it for so many years of me going in and out of procedures
Hmm.
and I think we kind of calloused our we became like calloused about it, like we've gotten so used to it, you know. For me, it was like it wasn't. I thought I would be terrified when I first went in the hospital. I was like, I'm gonna have an anxiety attack as soon as they tell me that it's time.
Yeah.
But 70 days later,
Let's do it.
you're like,
Take it out. Give me a
yeah,
new one.
let's rock and roll. I'm I'm ready to go.
Yeah. And I don't
I
want
don't
to, I don't, do
whatever the
not want to make,
outcome is, let's do this.
and I don't want to make light. I'm trying to be PC and stuff. I don't want to make light and joke about like somebody, you know,
Yeah, there's a
passed
whole
for you to have that. So
there's a
that's an
whole other side
amazing
of it.
gift. So, oh, hold on, Alex. This is a real inspiration story. Yeah, it is, dude. I'm having trouble keeping it together, man. Like this is tough for me. I'm a
Yeah,
goofball.
it's been a while since I've relived it in such
Yeah.
detail. You talk about my heart being taken out of me. That like right afterwards, you would have like these 30-second freakouts, like because I'd be like, "Oh my God, somebody cut my heart out," and
Yeah.
and I have pictures of it.
Uh,
Uh, I
please,
have pictures of my old one and the new one. You know,
please
um,
don't share that on your Instagram. Oh, we got Rod reaction. Uh, this might be a weird question, but do you feel a connection in any way to the donor? That was my question. Going to be later, but I'll let you slide, man. That's Nathan.
it's you know it's probably going to be a letdown for people, but no, I don't. Um,
Um,
it's that's probably it might you think it's a weird question, but that's probably the most common question I get.
yeah. Do you
And
do you have some kind of connection, or do you feel that it's someone else's heart in you, or it's yours now?
right, right, you definitely like it feels different, but it's because I had 15 years of a heart that didn't work right, and now I have one that's pumping normally, and it
Wow.
feels still 4 years later. Saturday will be my 4-year anniversary.
Wow.
Um, and four
Wow.
years later, it's still feels kind of weird.
Wow. 4 years. So you wake up, tubes everywhere, but you wake up.
Hmm. It
First feeling, right there. Tell it. First feeling. Get this
I
tube out of my throat.
when I first woke up, they let you wake up with the tube with the you're intubated, so you're hooked up to the ventilator still, and they warned me about it. They said you're gonna want to take this thing out of you, but you can't.
Yeah.
And so I woke up and they had me in restraints because
What?
100% I would have pulled that thing out of my
Yeah.
throat.
Oh my
Um,
gosh.
because it felt like I was suffocating, like I was choking on something. So I was freaking out. I was like thrashing my head and trying to whip it out of me, without using my hands, and like they gave me a pen and paper to write, and I said, I tried to write without being able to look at it. Like I feel like I can't breathe,
Yeah.
but you're kind of sedated still, so I kind of fell back asleep, and then they took it out. Um,
Whoa. No, was it down your throat or in your
Down my throat. Yeah, down your throat
no.
into your
No, that's gotta be
lungs.
weird feeling claustrophobic and all kinds of
Oh, I hated it.
no bueno.
It was the worst. So
But
there's a reason why they strap you down because I
yeah.
would have definitely ripped that out. Yeah. Yep.
Wow. But you did it. You did it, man.
Yeah. I mean, you wake up, it's kind of barbaric. You wake up and you've got this, like this sewn up gash down your
Yeah.
sternum, and you have tubes coming out of your chest,
Dude.
draining fluids and all that kind of stuff. And you know, uh, but like I said, you kind of just manage through it. You're like,
Yeah.
try not to look at it.
Look, you got a new heart. Now, was it pounding good?
Yeah, I mean it was beaten at I think 100 beats a minute, which is kind of fast for a normal person, but you don't have the connection between your brain and the heart anymore.
Really?
So yeah, so it's 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 pretty typical, I think, to for people who have had a heart transplant to have a higher heart rate than normal.
Wow.
So my resting heart rate is like 100, around 100. Um,
73 right now.
yeah,
Um, Mine's always a little high too. That is amazing. And again, in the documentary, they get you up
yeah,
right
yeah.
away. They're like, got the tube out of your throat. Let's get you standing. Let's get you running 5K.
They so they sit you up, like they try to sit you up in a chair the next day, because they want your blood circulating.
Yeah.
They sit you up in a chair the next day, and I think the day after that, they bring a walker over and they start uh, having you walk around the floor.
Yeah.
Um, you've still got all the tubes in you.
Yeah.
You're hooked up to takes like three people to help you walk around, but you're walking around, which was
Now, in the
it
70 days that you were, sorry, well, the 70 days that you were laying there waiting for the heart, were you able to walk around and mix it up, or were you just your body starting to slowly like atrophy, if you will?
before I was in the ICU. Yeah, you tell the nurses, and I would do laps
Oh, okay.
around the floor that I was on. They wouldn't let you leave the floor. I couldn't go outside.
Oh,
Um, so be, you'd had to stay right on that unit in the hospital. So I would just do laps and laps and laps. And I think that helped me, you know, get out of the hospital quicker, is just staying moving as long as I could prior to. Um, but
yeah.
the last, I think, 3 or 4 weeks, I was kind of, as the years go by, it gets a little more blurry, but I think I was in the ICU for probably 3 weeks ish. And I was stuck in bed. I was on my back
Oh,
because they put the balloon pump, which is like this giant balloon that they put in your aorta, and it helps pull blood out of the heart and out to your body.
oh,
That they put in the first one they put in my chest because I asked for it, because they said because I would be able to sit up, um, instead of laying flat on my back. And they said, okay, well, there's a slight risk. There's a nerve bundle up here that we might nick or hurt, that
yeah.
you could get some weird feelings. And I was like, I don't care. I want to sit up. I don't want to be stuck on my back.
No, you don't want to lay there.
So they did that. And then a few days later, they I was eating dinner and the balloon popped
Mm.
inside there. So I got really lightheaded all of a sudden while I was eating dinner, and then we could see blood in the airline for the balloon. So I was like, "Uh-oh," and I called the nurse and I was like, "I don't think that's good." And she said, "Oh, no, it's not." So the surgeon came right in, uh, and no sedation, nothing, laid me back, cut it open right here, pulled the balloon out while I'm just like watching, pulled the balloon out of my aorta, and then stitched it up, and then stapled my skin back together. It was this
Oh,
giant dude named Dr. Gunn, and he was this huge man, and he was like, "This is gonna hurt," and then he just did it because it was like an emergency.
yeah, you got to do it, man. You got to do it. It's like being out in the field. surgically doing stuff.
Yeah.
Wow, this is a lot. I'm going to bring it back down a minute for a second because Medi is itching for some bike stuff.
All right.
Trail pin. Steve, were you out at closing day at Summit 2 years ago? I think I saw you. I was at the Trail Dog Snow Summit event.
2 years ago, I would have been there on closing day. I think I was there the last two closing days. Um, so yeah, I probably was there.
There you go. Okay. New heart. You wake up, want to pull the stuff out of your mouth. Do you feel different? Does it feel like a different? Like I'm asking weird questions here because I'm medically I'm a complete idiot. I'm an idiot. Period. But do you
Uh,
feel like a different heart, or it's just now a part of your body?
at that point, I mean, you feel like you got run over or hit by a train. You know,
Wow.
your body's been through a lot. So the one thing I do remember is I could hear my heart like pounding in my ears, you know, like
Wow.
because it's just boom, boom, boom,
That's
like this
better than your
strong beat that I just hadn't had in a long time. So you can
yeah,
feel the blood rush uh, through your ears. Like this is what I could feel, and it
yeah.
was kind of a weird sensation at first.
That's so wild. Oh
And
my
then you're
God.
just dealing with, my back. I was in a lot of pain the first few days in the ICU in recovery.
Yeah.
And nowadays they don't like to give you too many meds for pain because they don't want to create,
Yeah. An addiction or
an addiction or something.
yeah.
So there was this very strict ICU doctor that I was not a fan of his.
Yeah, just
I was
deal
very
with it.
nice.
Rub some dirt in it, buddy.
Yeah, I was very nice to the entire staff. When I left that hospital, I got like gifts and cards from all the nurses because
I'm sure you were best friends with everyone by 80
yeah,
days.
yeah. And I mean, I made a huge point to treat them really well so that they would take good care of me,
Yeah.
because I could hear neighbors, like yelling at them and complaining about everything
No.
and yeah, they would ask for me when they would come into work, like, you know, can we have Steve for the night? Because he's easy. He just wants to be left alone.
Can I deal with Steve? He just wants nobody to about. Mr. Mark Hill right here says, are you able to push your new heart with a high heart rate when you're riding, or do you need to monitor and adjust how much you can push? Getting into the riding, guys. We're getting there.
Yeah, so my team is very progressive team. I think they're more progressive than a lot of transplant teams out there. They told me they're like, do your thing, push as hard as you can as you want to. So I do wear a Garmin, so I do check my heart rate here and there, but that's mostly out of habit
Yeah.
because I just would always be worried about my heart rate prior to my transplant. So yeah, it's there's a funny thing with athletics after your transplant because there's a nerve connection between your heart and your brain that most people have.
Yeah.
When you get a transplant, they cut that nerve, they sever the nerve, and it's very, very rare that that nerve repairs itself.
Yeah.
So my heart takes longer to get up to a higher heart rate because it's solely reacting off of adrenaline.
Wow. I'm learning
So
so
it
much tonight.
takes me a really long time to warm up. And then, so like my first climb is probably the hardest thing I do all day, is if I'm
Yeah.
climbing. Well, even on an e-bike, the first one is like really hard because it's just like my heart rate takes a long time to get up there. But then, you know, a couple trails later, I'm like feeling way better than I did, when
Yeah.
we started out. So that's one thing you got to get used to. It's just it takes a little longer for your heart to catch up.
I got to bring it back. It's just I find it fascinating. Like They took your heart out of your body. So you were attached to a machine pumping the blood throughout your body while they remove your heart and then put in a donor heart.
Right.
I'm blown away. I mean,
Yeah.
this without your heart or your brain, I'm sure
Yeah.
you can go without a kidney, you can go without a liver, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
This is everything.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, it's
I'm
if
so,
people think like, oh, like if your heart stops, it's this like, uh-oh, I start to feel faint and I'm, kind of passing out, right? The one time my heart did stop and it was before I got my pacemaker put in, um, it was I felt a little lightheaded, went to turn on a light switch, and I woke up on the floor.
so it was like,
So it's instant. So
wow.
if I used to have panic attacks and think like, oh, I can't check my pulse. So I must be like my heart must have stopped, but that's
Yeah.
you wouldn't even know it if it did, because it's just instantly.
Oh my God. Who is this? This has got to be one of your friends.
No, I don't.
Everything's,
I don't know this guy.
I don't know how to ask this, but can you keep the old heart?
Uh,
Yeah.
I've heard of people being
Really?
able to. I definitely it wasn't an option for me, but I chose to donate mine to research.
Wow.
So
Pay it forward,
they
if you will.
yeah, they sent me a picture of it all dissected and stuff.
Yeah, we don't.
But that was like I was able to get my surgeon's cell phone number, and he was able to text me a picture of the old one and the new one, but
Wow. Um, oh, Mark's asking a really good question here. Did you get a chance to meet the donor's family after the surgery? If so, how did that feel?
I wish I did.
Wow.
You it's everything is done through it's called UNOS. It's the registry and it's this intermediary
Mm,
between the recipients and the donors' families, and they want to protect the donors' families um, for good reason. And so, what my only option and a recipient's only option is to send a letter, and you give it to your transplant team. They give it to uh, I think it's One Legacy that does it, and they reach out to the family and say, "Hey, do you want to read this letter
oh,
first?"
wow.
Um, and then if they say yes, then they give it to them, and then it is 100% on the donor family if they would like to respond or make any type of contact.
Yeah. Yeah, I would think so. It would probably be for some families difficult. And then maybe on the flip side is to know that the person who donated it, it went to somebody and that somebody is doing well now.
Mm. Yeah,
You know?
it's I respect like I wish on my end that I could meet them, but it might be too hard for them. So I don't blame them. I don't judge. I don't, I just,
Oh,
it is what it is, and it's
yeah.
their decision, and I'm just thankful that,
Oh gosh, you more than thankful.
yeah, yeah.
You're alive and on this goofy podcast because of it. It's amazing. Now, were you? I know there's a thing called graft versus host disease, where somebody gets a transplant of something and your body starts rejecting it because it's not yours.
Mm.
Was that an issue for you? Well, ladies and gentlemen, I just said something kind of smart. That is the last time you will hear that tonight.
uh,
But
it's
was that an issue?
it it wasn't for me. Luckily, I mean,
Good.
I'm so extremely fortunate that I didn't experience any rejection. Um, because some people do, it happens, and then they adjust medications and um, a lot of people. So when you first come out of the hospital, you are on. I had a huge like bag full of medications that I had to take. And it
Yeah.
was like my wife would have to organize them once a week for me. And it was so much medication. And you're come out and you're diabetic. And I mean, when you weren't diabetic before, and you have to test your blood sugar before and after meals.
Yeah.
And one of the medications is called prednisone, which is it's a steroid.
Yeah.
So it makes you swell up. I mean, I gained like 30 pounds.
Wow.
My feet looked like elephant feet. They were almost
Ah,
unrecognizable, you know. Um, and it's a miserable 3 month slog of just trying to walk as much as you can and manage your medications and all that stuff. But the first, I'm gonna forget the exact schedule now, but you're going in first, it's once a week, then it's every other week, then it's once a month, and then it's once every 6 months, and they're biopsying your heart. They're going in through
wow.
your through your neck, and they're going straight into the heart, and they're taking a little chunk of the muscle and they're biopsying it to make sure that you're not experiencing rejection. And then once you get far enough out, they can do it through a blood test that's not as reliable as
Yeah.
the biopsies. But
So
once
they're
they
digging
feel,
in your neck constantly?
yeah, I mean, I've got scars on
Yeah, I was gonna
both
say,
sides.
look like Dracula got you.
Yeah. So
Wow.
yeah, they go in and they take a chunk out and they test it
You're
and then
good.
a few days later they tell you the results. And luckily every time for me it was negative for rejection.
Perfect. This is my wife. Everything's taken Gur. She used to be MTB TNA. I don't know what happened. Mom and dad and I met her dad's stem cell transplant donor through the process, and it was so surreal and incredible. Different circumstance here, but an incredible experience. Yeah, they actually, my father-in-law had cancer, and he had a stem cell transplant. That's the only
Mm,
reason why I know graft versus host disease.
yeah.
And I know I didn't know that and if you really think about it, you're putting somebody else's stuff into your body.
Yeah. So your
You're
your body thinks it's a foreign object and it wants to kill it
uh,
off. So I take medication to this day that lowers my immune system so that that doesn't happen.
nice.
And the downside of that is,
It lowers your immune system.
yeah, I have a low immune system. So
Oh, but you got a heart.
yeah.
You come home. You got a heart. I don't want to take up a lot of your time. I could talk about this all night. Actually, it's fascinating. I don't know people in the comment section or listening on podcast. I'm fascinated. I don't know if you got to be fascinated. This is an incredible story. How often do you meet somebody who has a new heart? I mean, do you know? I mean, you know your mom.
I know my
That's
mom.
amazing.
I mean, I've met people
Yeah, through this probably.
through this, obviously. It's like a tight knit community, there's actually I read a book while I was in the hospital, called Climb of My Life by Kelly Perkins. Kelly was a climber, and she ended up having a heart transplant. She shared our same doctor, not my transplant doctor, but the doctor prior to.
Oh wow.
She had the same doctor as my mom and I, and um, I read her book, and then I got to meet her afterwards because she climbed all these mountains after her transplant. It's a really good book. It's called Climb of My Life, and
I'll
she
have to
did like
listen.
Kilimanjaro and a bunch of these
Wow.
uh, big climbs after her heart transplant. And I got to meet her at Dr. Canham's retirement party, and we sat at the same table and had dinner together,
Oh
and it was
wow, that's
pretty
amazing.
awesome. Yeah. Um, I met online. I met this woman, Allison, who has a magazine called Bonus Days, and it's all about organ transplants. And I wrote a small piece for it that's coming out next month.
Oh wow.
Yeah, in November. So
Bonus days.
yeah, yeah. So it's a cool little community. And it's nice to because you think after you have a heart transplant that it just solves all your problems, right? But I mean, I came out of the gate pushing myself so hard after my transplant. I
No.
pushed myself to go back to work earlier than I needed to. They gave me a year off. I went back
Wow.
part-time at 3 months and full-time at 6 months. Um, I pushed to get a promotion that I probably probably
You
wasn't a good idea,
were
you
like,
know?
wait a minute, you just had 80 days off,
Yeah.
or more than that.
I ended up being out for about 8 months
8 months. So
total.
let's slow the roll there, Steve, on the
Yeah.
promotion.
Yeah, and you push to like you feel like you have to do something amazing, right? Because to earn this gift that you've been given.
Exactly. Oh my gosh, you've
But
got a new lease on life. You
yeah,
got to.
but at the same time, it's like you also have to give yourself some leeway. So in that Bonus Days magazine that hit home with me because there was an article about uh, a woman who's a doctor, who's a ER doctor who had a heart transplant. And
Wow.
she was like, just being alive is enough sometimes, so you got to remind yourself of that because you start to get like, oh, I'm not doing enough. I'm not making enough of this second chance. And it can be hard mentally.
Being alive is just enough. I got a friend who's just every day you ask him how are you doing. He goes, I woke up breathing.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
for sure.
it's a gift. My sister says I had a cardiac ablation with VTAC 15 years ago. I was scared shitless. Thank, Thankfully, nothing had another problem. Can't imagine how you handle this. So inspirational. Um, we're going to get into the inspiration now. Not that getting a heart transplant and walking away from it isn't inspirational enough, but you come home and you're like, got to do something. Let's go mountain biking.
Yeah,
How
I
did that
was
come to be, brother?
I was looking for things to help my recovery and push myself because I wanted to not just um, hang out. I wanted to do some things that I wasn't able to do before, because I was so sick. So, um, the first thing I did was start doing some jujitsu and with a friend of mine that owned a gym. And that became hard because my immune system and jujitsu didn't mix very well. So I was constantly getting sick because
Rolling
you're
around on those
rolling around on a
nasty
sweaty
mats.
mat with a bunch of dudes.
You're like,
Yeah, so but the whole time, because I raced motocross with my son since I was, I raced since I was 14-ish,
wow.
and my son and I raced for years, and then I got too sick to do it. But all my old motocross buddies had gotten e-bikes, uh, and one of them, my friend Wayne, was just telling me, he's like, "Dude, you got to try this. You got to try it. It's awesome." And he's like, let you ride my bike and you can try it out. And I'm like, screw that. I went out and bought my own bike before I even tried it. Um, yeah, and then we started riding together, and I was able to hang out with my old moto buddies and go ride,
Go
and
run.
even
What
I
were,
was in such bad shape that even the e-bike was still hard to climb for me at that time, but then just kept getting better and better and better.
yeah, you were saying in the documentary how like going up on boost,
Yeah.
going up, and you've just explained that earlier is that it takes your heart longer
Yeah.
to get up to speed.
Yeah. Yeah, I
So,
mean, it's my first time on my bike. I went to a local place with some friends, my friend Mark, and it's a long like fire road up to where you actually get to the trails. Yeah, see, Mark's chiming in here.
we're,
Um,
oh,
I couldn't even climb up to the actual trails because I was exhausted. And this was on an e-bike.
yeah,
Um, but it was just, my body was just learning how to you
do
know.
it again. You
Yeah.
you hadn't been physical for a while.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
What e-bike was it? Mehdi would like to know. Tell us about your e-bike. At least
My
the
first
first one.
bike, so I come from a moto background, and Intense is a big brand with moto guys.
Mhm.
And so I bought an Intense Taser MX from a friend of mine who has a shop, and that was the first e-bike. I've been an Intense guy ever since. I've got like five of them in the garage now, which
Oh wow,
is if
you're
you
that
ask my
guy.
wife, that's a problem. But
Yeah.
um,
I wish I had a
yeah.
garage. I'd have more bikes.
So
I don't have a garage.
I gave that one to my son so that we could ride together, and I bought a
Nice.
newer one.
What's that like sharing the love for bikes with your son now that you've got a new lease on life and you got into it and now he's getting into it?
It's awesome. I mean, it's what for me. It's like no matter what's going on at work or in the you know outside of work or whatever, it's like our getaway, and it's pretty much because my son's married now and moved out, and
Mhm.
so it's pretty much what we do together now.
That's awesome.
So when I see him, we're riding usually. So
Are you
yeah,
still
it's
riding dirt
awesome.
bikes or Don Maida from Swap Motor Rides Taser?
Yes.
It's all Spanish to me, Chinese to me. I'm sorry. I'm not.
Yeah, so I do know Don, not really well, but we have a mutual friend named Steve, and we've met each other. So w- I rode moto. I rode at Glen Helen of all places, which is a pretty gnarly place to be your first ride back. About 6 months after my transplant, which I think was too soon. I just wasn't ready. I was super timid, and it was just kind of scared me a little bit.
Yeah.
Um, so I haven't tried it again. Just because mountain biking, so I just dove into it so much that literally like every spare moment I'm trying to go ride somewhere.
Yeah.
Uh, so yeah, that's pretty much the only. My son, trust me, would love it if I got back into moto because he'd want to ride too. So
What about the when you first started, and I get that it was tough. Were you afraid at some point of I don't know, like wrecking and you've had like your rib cage ripped apart, you've had stitches, you've had tubes and falling on a rock. I know I've seen videos of out there. It's a lot of rock.
yeah,
There's a lot of were you afraid of doing all that?
I was worried at first.
Yeah.
I always, if I'm doing a decent ride where it's technical or I'm going to be jumping a lot, I do wear a chest protector just because I'm mainly afraid, and it's probably an irrational fear that like my sternum's going to snap or something because it's
Mm.
basically wired together with baling wire.
Yeah, it is.
It's healed, but it's sensitive. But I have smacked myself a few times just because, I like to push myself. And
Mhm.
we were at a place called Crestline, and I crashed last October, and I broke two ribs in the back and
Ah,
one in the front. Um, and what I was worried about most was my sternum. So I but yeah, I mean it's yes and no, right? So I'm worried about injuring myself, but I'm also like I've been through the worst that somebody can experience, so there's a little bit more less. I've always been a pretty cautious guy. Like I was a very very cautious, timid motocross guy. Like it would
ah,
take me forever to jump stuff. I was talking to my friend Wayne about this a while ago. It's like I raced motocross for a huge chunk of my life, but I've only been riding mountain bikes for 3 years, and I'm much better of a mountain biker than I ever was as a motocrosser.
listen to
Um,
you. Pat yourself on the back.
No, it's because I was really bad and now I'm just bad. So
No, you're like, oh, man.
yeah.
Oh, that's. Uh, hold on. Ask him about his line choices.
Oh
So, are we getting a little bit of the?
man.
We're getting a little bit of the ribbing
Yeah,
here
yeah.
from your boys.
I always, if there's a good line and a bad line, I always pick the bad one.
I always pick the B
Not
or
a.
C line. That's what I'll tell you.
I picked
So
the
where
worst.
you're
Yeah.
riding out there? What are the trails out there where you're at?
So we do, now's e-bike season because we spend pretty much the whole summer at Snow Summit every weekend.
Wow,
Um, so most of us get season passes and we're just up there every weekend.
that's not the
That's
what's the summit near Sky Park?
that's Snow Summit. Yeah.
Okay, that's the one I
So
missed out on the next day.
yeah, and then we do Sky Park as well. Sky Park's probably about 45 minutes from me.
Shut up.
Yeah.
Love
So
that place.
um, that's a fun place. We like to shuttle, so we get a bunch of guys together and go shuttle like in Laguna, um, Crestline. There's a place called Project X that we go to out in Idlewild. Um, so it's a mix. Idlewild is pretty technical. Snow
Mhm.
Summit is just big jumps all summer.
Snow Valley.
Snow Valley is so we go. Snow Valley opens like 3 weeks earlier than Snow Summit, so we hit Snow Valley for 3 weeks, and then we hit Snow Summit all summer, and then Snow Valley closes later. So then we go back to Snow Valley for a couple weeks, and then park
Ah,
season's over.
it's so funny because I've been to Sky Park a couple times, and the last time I went was 2 years ago for the Ride and Shine, the Adam Mock thing. I don't know if you know. Um, and I was with Brett
Yeah,
Unspoken, and we were having dinner that night, and he was just like, "Well, I'm going to go to Snow
Summit.
Summit the
Yep,
next day," and I said, "I'll do it, man. Let's go. I'll rent a bike there. That they rent bikes, whatever." Blah blah blah. I'm in South Florida here. We're flat. We're not doing a lot of downhilling.
yeah,
I was doing, and it was so funny. The next day I woke up, my legs couldn't move because I was using different muscles going
yeah,
downhill at Sky
yeah.
Park.
I mean, you get a
So,
really good workout riding downhill.
yeah,
It's,
no, I called him up. I said, "Dude, I'm out. I'm out. I'm just going to hang in town. I'm going to hang out at
uh,
whatever that lake is, Lake Arrowhead." But
yeah.
yeah,
I know Brett. I told him I was going to be on.
mm,
He knows. So he just helped me. We did some jerseys. I'm selling some jerseys.
yeah, I
With
saw those.
and donating a portion of the proceeds to my transplant center. And then I started making some t-shirts and stuff like that too. So
And so back to the mountain biking. You got yourself into it. You went out a couple times and fell in love with it right away.
yeah, yeah,
This was it, especially e-bikes.
yeah.
I have YT bikes.
So
Don't
do
laugh
so do
so
my
hard,
friends.
huh?
So do my friends.
Yeah,
I almost bought a YT as my first one. It was
yeah. But no one's calling.
they make nice bikes.
They did.
Yeah, yeah, they did.
Oh, I hope something happens, man. Oh, to know that San Clemente went.
Yeah, yeah, it's a big bummer. I mean, because they were, I liked their like I ride intense, right? I'm an intense guy. I love those guys. They've helped me out a lot. Um, but YT made some really cool bikes,
I
and their
love them.
vibe was cool, and the YT mill was pretty rad, and they all seemed like really good guys. I'm mostly bummed for YT USA because they they seemed like really solid dudes,
Yeah.
and
The
it's
one
a
just
bummer what happened.
the one that just opened up in Bentonville. Oh my
Yeah,
God.
yeah,
YT is for doctors. I have an Izzo and a Decoy. Those are my two bikes. And my wife was talking about like what happens. It's just the frame,
yeah,
really. The parts are you can get parts anywhere, so I'm not worried about if anything happens. Um, Riding a bike was with your buddies wasn't enough. you had that little competitive bug inside you.
I do. I like to compare myself to other people, and especially now, I wanted to compare myself to like a normal person, to see where could stack up,
Yeah.
um, because me having a transplanted heart is like I only can tell the way I feel, but I wanted to see how I could do when I'm riding with normal people.
Yeah. You want to compare yourself. You're like, hey guys, before we start, I got a new heart.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You just
People,
want to point that out, folks.
yeah, yeah. People make fun of, they like to, make fun of e-bikers. I remember one guy, I was like, man, I should have brought my handicap placard, and he's like, you're riding it, and I'm like, it was a good joke. It was funny. It was funny, but um, I, you know, I tell them, well, I had a heart transplant, and they're like, oh, okay. Well, So
You're gonna,
I just throw it back. I make them feel really guilty after making jokes about it.
I love it. You're
Yeah,
like, I like to make them feel guilty.
yeah.
You see
So
this? This is brand new. That's amazing. I think that's funny. You just say, "Oh, your handicap placard is your bike," and you're like,
yeah, I do have a handicap placard, by the way.
well earned, well
Yeah,
deserved." Um, so how is the racing? How long have you been racing?
I started race. So we have a local series called Southridge USA, and it's in Fontana, and it's pretty well known in California because a lot of pros will go there and race during the off seasons and stuff like that. And it's just this hill in the back of this uh, housing tract.
Huh.
But they put on a good, fun race, and it's really cool people. And um, I went out there by myself, didn't know anybody there, um, and just showed up on my e-bike, and because they had an e-bike class, and
Yeah.
I signed up, and I went and raced, and sure enough, the first race I met my buddy Chris, and he introduced me to a bunch of people, and then now those people are all like really good friends of mine now. So, and it's like the mountain bike community is so rad. Like I have not met a jerk yet.
Yeah.
There's usually, because I know who to steer away from, but there's not a lot of them. Most people on mountain bikes that you show up somewhere, they're like encouraging. They're like, hey, follow me, and that's what's pretty rad about it. I mean, I met Kitty, Amanda, at Snow Summit. We were like, I would run into her every weekend. I would just see her out on the trail, and she would be sessioning Muscle Beach, you know, and we would start to just say, "Hey, how's it going?" And then next thing you know, we run into each other in the parking lot, and then I meet Javi, her partner, and then I meet all their friends, and then it's just this huge party out in the parking lot now. Like we all know each other,
Yeah.
and my wife makes fun of me because I go somewhere by myself and will come out with a bunch of new friends, and she is not like that.
I love
Um,
this. I love this community. And I love the fact that, like I've said before on this, had I not done this, I was a solo rider. I had a couple buddies that I rode with. They've all moved away. So I was a solo rider. Since I've done this, like I go to a trail, I bump into people now. And it's
yeah,
fun. And it's like we're all just there to ride our rides and have fun. Nobody's over pushing you. Nobody's, yeah, you talk a little crap, but you know, and Kitty,
yeah.
are you kidding me with her?
She,
What an awesome person.
yeah, she's rad. She's
She
rad.
is quick-witted, full of life and energy.
Oh yeah,
Like that, my folks, if you hadn't seen that podcast I did with Kitty McCoy, my last podcast, which kind of got us together, just what a fantastic human being she was. to
Yeah,
talk
and
to her.
she's usually like the only woman in a huge group, and she's just like she fits right in, and she's welcoming and just will talk to anybody, and yeah, it's pretty. She's awesome.
Yeah,
So
she seems like her. I'd like to. Oh, Maddie, Kitty is a cutie. Um, she just seems like a really solid. Like I'd like to meet her one day.
yeah,
Like she seems down to earth and kind of philosophical and fun and
yeah,
whatnot.
she's super cool.
Um, so the community is great. The racing community, I don't know anything about the racing community, but I would think you're competitive, but you're still there for each other, right?
Yeah, I mean I like my friend Chris. I raced in a class below him, because I started out obviously in Cat 3, which is
Mhm.
like the beginner class. And um, I moved up probably earlier, because, well, number one, there was nobody in my class. And then I wanted to race with my friends.
Yeah.
So I just moved up, to the next level because that's where they were racing. So then we all race each other, and yeah, we're competitive, but we push each other, and yeah, and we push each other when we're just out riding, you know. I, it's like Strava. We'll screenshot Strava and send it to each other, and go, you know. Um, but it's all fun, like, and it's yeah, it's. I have another friend Kent that with me and him on certain trails. I started it obviously, but I would text him and like, "Hey, I got you by a second," and then the next thing you know, he goes and he beats me by 2 seconds or whatever, and
Now
we're
you're just
constantly
pushing. Now
going
you
back
just
and forth.
you're pushing each other. You're not.
Yeah,
You're not like you're not bad. There's no bad energy. There's no bad. You guys are just out there having fun,
absolutely,
mixing it up. I
absolutely.
love it. I love this community so much. Um, Racing. Um, you get to racing podium. Have you podium? Have
Yeah,
you gotten there?
yeah. I
See,
mean, so obviously, first race I show up, nobody's in my class, so I'm standing on the podium by myself. Uh, yeah, but hey, I'll
take
take
that.
it.
You know what?
Um,
You take it because you got a new heart.
yeah, I mean, it is what it is. But then when I moved up, I was getting smoked, last season.
Hmm.
Um, and then this season, I started out and I think I was on the podium the first 3 or 4 races. Um, so, and then this guy we didn't know that just came out, he's an old enduro racer. He comes out and he starts smoking all of us. And then we're like, man, where'd this guy come from? Like thought we were gonna get a win this year or whatever, but yeah, no, I have been on the podium. I did the biggest race I did was last summer. It was the Monster uh, Pro Downhill Series at Snow Summit, and I was like, I cat two, and I was mid pack out of like I think there was probably 24, 25 of us in the class. That was nerve wracking because it was a big crowd, a lot of people there, and it was a very professional setup, and it's definitely different than what I was used to. And there's more rules. I was like, can you give me a minute lead because like the fastest guy in my class was right behind me and starting 30 seconds back, and I'm like, he's gonna catch me. And he was a cool guy, so we were talking in line beforehand, and I'm like, just say something, dude. And then he's like, I will be yelling as soon as I can see you. So, and I have GoPro video of my race run, and you can hear him in the background just going, Steve, Steve, and I'm like trying to find a safe spot to pull over, but
Let
the
him get
course was
past.
like survival mode anyways. Like 10 ply at Snow Summit it's a beast of a track, and I was just happy to survive that race,
Yeah,
and I ended up like mid pack. So
good for you, man. When you're doing all this, Do you ever reflect on the transplant or even in life in general? Do you ever sit back and just reflect on like, I've got this new heart. I want to do something with it. I don't
I
want
do.
to just sit on a couch.
I I reflect on it every day. I want to do something more than just, a normal like go to work, race on the weekends type of thing. Like I want to volunteer. I want to meet people. I want to go talk to people that are on the waiting list or waiting for a
Wow.
heart, or I want to try and get people to donate that are not registered to donate. Anything I can, I just want to be able to give back. I'd search for going through an experience like that. You kind of leaves you searching for like a meaning to your life a little bit more than,
Yeah.
and it can be a struggle too, like you feel like a constant, like you're not doing enough. Um, at
Yeah.
least I feel that, so I'm constantly searching for things that I could do to to give back a little bit more,
Yeah.
and
But physically, you also want to like, I want to use this heart.
yeah, absolutely.
I want to race. I want to be active. I don't want to just sit on a couch
Yep.
watching TV. I've gotten the second chance. This
Yeah.
second heart.
Yeah. I mean, there's so a big thing in the transplant community is there are people that their teams, and I don't want to minimize this at all. Like I understand what they're going through.
Mhm.
Their transplant teams will tell them, well, you can't do this, and you can't do this, and you can't do this, and you can't do this. My team was like, go live your life, have fun. Every time I've asked them if I could do something, they're like, go for it. You
Go
know.
for it.
Um,
Got a
so
new
I'm
heart.
I'm very fortunate that way, because a lot of people will kind of become shut-ins because they want to be safe, and I don't blame them.
Yeah, you want to feel like you're
There's
gonna
nothing
put
wrong
bubble
with that.
wrap around you because you're like,
Yeah,
I got this new heart. Ah, I don't want to break it.
yeah, yeah. So I have been constantly. I wanted to push the boundaries of what's possible with my new heart, and also I want to be responsible. I don't want to
Yeah,
be reckless at the same time.
yeah,
So I'm still calculated, but I am less fearful than I used to be, and I I want to show people what you can do after a heart transplant.
wow. Again, way too heavy for me, man. Oh, my buddy Tony from Atlanta just moved a old work buddy, another podcaster, Toned In Entertainment. So motivational. Thanks for hopping in there, man. Miss you. Um, Steve, what bike do you ride at Summit, downhill or E?
I
Metadata.
ride a downhill bike, so I've got an intense M1, the new M1.
Okay, there you
So
go. I don't know much about Intense. Is that a West Coast bike?
yeah, I mean they're out of Temecula, so
Okay.
so yeah,
Yeah.
they're OGs too. They came out with some wild bikes. A lot of brands used to run their bikes and put their stickers on them in
What is your
downhill.
what is your well, you rode moto when you were with your wife. When you got your heart and she used to were like, "I'm gonna race mountain bikes."
Hmm.
Did she get you in a headlock? And
No,
no.
no, she's used to it. Uh, she's she's known me for a long time, and she's become uh, how do I say it? She's just used to it, I mean, she doesn't like she's not a particularly worrisome person.
Mhm.
She's like, yeah, go do your thing, like she doesn't hold me back at all. She supports me and wants me to
Amazing.
go enjoy it.
Gotta love the people that support us doing what we love to do.
Absolutely.
It's amazing. How about your kids? I know you ride with your son. And I forgot to ask this about the whole transplant. What was that like? I guess at this point, you all were a little bit like, Dad needs a new heart.
Yeah, it was um the hardest part was with my daughter because she was under 18 and they wouldn't let her come visit me.
What?
Um because the people on that floor that I was on are so sick that they don't want kids in there.
Yeah,
Because kids have germs and
things.
so after the first month they let her come visit. They made an exception, and then
Oh,
she was
wow.
able to visit, I think, one more time after that. Um, so once you get some seniority around there, you start like nurses start are willing to start making some exceptions for you. Yeah,
Yeah.
they were the day I went into the ICU. I was supposed to get to go outside for the first time in
Wow.
2.5 months. Um, so, but then something happened and I ended up having to go to the ICU.
Oof. This is just a crazy story, man. Really crazy story. Um, are you, God, sorry, long day,
No
podcast.
worries.
I get a little lost. Um, do you do a lot? You do more riding for fun than racing, though, right?
This summer, definitely, yeah. I
Yeah.
tore my patella tendon in the beginning of the
Oh, the
year.
patella tendon.
Yeah, in the summer,
That's right
beginning
behind
of,
your ear, right?
yeah, yeah, exactly. Uh, so we were on a ride and I tore that pretty good. So I had a bunch of races scheduled for the summer, and I missed them all. Um,
Wow.
I came back right before the Monster Pro Downhill Series again in Summit, but I had only been back on the bike for like 3 weeks, and the race I went and rode 10 ply, which is pretty gnarly, and I just didn't feel comfortable
Yeah.
racing. I was like, I'm not ready to race. So, and Chris says, yeah, I kept riding, and I shouldn't have been riding on it on my knee, but
Chris.
um yeah, so I didn't race any of the races I planned on. I am racing next week, not this weekend, but the next week is the final round of the Southridge
Wow,
series.
you really
So
like
I
the
plan on doing
racing.
that. I do, I do.
It's
It's
so funny
it's
because I don't have a competitive streak in my body. I don't have that. I don't have that like need to be able to compare myself or where I'm at with other people. I have a friend that's very much like that. And it's a different personality. I find it very interesting.
yeah. I mean, it's like comparison in life is not necessarily healthy in normal life, but uh, in race, like I like to test myself.
Oh,
So
it's more for you, not against everyone else. It's
yeah,
you're
yeah,
testing you.
exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. I like to push myself. It's nerve-wracking, and I like to try to make myself do some hard things every now
What
and then.
what is this 10 ply?
10 ply is like it's Snow Summit's probably it's their hardest trail. It's like a double black. It's
Okay.
technical. It's super loose. A lot of rocks, hidden under loose, silty
Silty,
dirt.
dusty, yeah.
So it's gnarly. Just riding down it is hard sometimes. So to race down it is like you finish and you're like, I made it, you know?
You're like, I survived. Hey, I
Yeah.
want to bring this up. I'm going to bring this up because you sent it to me and I think it's really important about your story. This
Yeah.
grit momentum.
Grit and
What would you,
momentum. It's
oh,
a guy named Ben Floyd reached out to me, um, and he asked me if I'd be willing to uh, work on this project, and I was like, absolutely, man, this is amazing.
now, how did he find out about this? Did he find out through your racing and then found out about your story and said, I'd like to do this?
So I'm a Jensen USA ambassador,
Mhm.
and he used to do a lot of Jensen's media. I think he was their media director at one point, and
Mhm.
Um, so he just saw one of my Instagram posts because I tagged Jensen in it.
Oh wow.
And then he reached out to me on Instagram, and then we started talking, and um, he's an awesome guy, and
Like after like he got his
Sorry.
no, he
I mean,
spent some time with me and my friends, and dealt with all us knuckleheads for a while, and put
I
this
mean,
thing
it's just
together.
really powerful, folks. If you want to watch his whole here's him talking. He's all cool and stuff. I'm a mountain biker, and then it goes to him. It really is really well done. It's very chronological. Got your whole family involved. Your dad. I see you've shaved since then.
It
But
was
it,
I had braids in my goatee at one point. I was just
oh
getting bored.
gosh, wait a minute. There it is.
There it is. There's the new one.
There's the new heart.
Yep.
Wow, I'm putting the. I don't want to get taken down. No, it's already on YouTube, so I'm not going to get. This isn't going to get flagged. But it's just really great moto, and then mountain biking with your buddies, going down all this stuff. What is it? Grit and momentum, Steve.
Grit and momentum. Yep.
I put a link down here, folks. You gotta check it out. Hold
Yeah.
on,
Check it out. Share it.
share it.
Been entering it in some film festivals, some outdoor film festivals to try and get them in. So the more we can spread it around, the better.
And then here we go. You were on Fox News,
Yeah, we had
local.
one of the doctors from my transplant center was on there with me.
There you are, sending it. Here's some more sending.
Yeah, that's Amanda recording me. That's her. That's follow cam from her. That's just 2 weeks ago.
That's full.
That's Snow Valley.
She's funny. She said that's the best way to get somebody. Put the camera on the back upside down.
That
That's
one.
not you.
No, that's Hard MTB League. I went up to Braden Bringhurst's event uh, 2 weeks
Oh, there
ago
we go.
now.
I want that. When is that going up on Brett's website?
So they're available now. I'm the one doing all the logistics, so I can definitely send you one.
Yeah, I got to buy one. That's cool. That is so. Oh, there's another one. Look at that one. That's even darker. DVO. I have a DVO saddle. It's like sitting in the palm of God's hand. So it really is. My
Yeah,
buddy Brian put me onto them, and it is the nicest saddle I've ever had.
yeah, those guys are awesome. They're local out here in
Are you
SoCal,
also an
and
ambassador for DVO?
I'm unofficially, yeah, they're just
Oh, okay.
friends, and I'd love to to show off for them.
Look
They've
at
helped
you.
me out a lot.
You know what's funny
Um,
is it's like doing what I do. I'm an ambassador for everyone.
yeah,
It's so funny. Like I just posted something today. Normal mountain biker just put out FLTHY um, bike sealant, bike
yep,
wash, lubricant. Like I love to support everyone.
yeah. I mean, I have
Now
friends,
this is
and
you.
yep, that's me.
What what are your brakes?
Those are Maguras.
Okay, I don't have Magura money. If I was the top selling landscape guy
Yeah,
every year, but look at this, man.
I'm not rich. I'm just irresponsible. That's
Yeah.
all.
Either my irresponsibility was my wife. She bought me the decoy. Look at this. This is a new heart, folks. This is what you're supposed to do with a new heart. Use it.
Yeah, man,
Take
that's Snow
advantage of
Summit
it.
right there.
I really got to get out there. Is this Snow Summit?
Yep.
It looks really dusty.
It
Every
can be. It can be. It can be good if we get some overcast weather and a little bit of
every
moisture. They
video I
water it, and
every video I see from there. No, I'm just kidding.
that's me making food.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
trying. Who's this?
That's a Hawaii trip with my wife.
Look at you, kid. What island were you going on?
That was on Kauai.
Kauai.
Yep.
So those little folds. My wife and I went Oh gosh, she's gonna kill me. Yeah, 10 years ago. Not how long have we been married? 8 years ago. Don't tell her. She's listening. So we took a helicopter ride through those folds in those mountains
Yeah,
8 years ago. Yes, honey, you're right, honey. She's yelling. I don't know if you like helicopters.
I've never been in one. Never been
Don't.
in one.
Well, do it once.
Yeah,
Okay, the motor stops. What do you do?
you fall out of the sky.
Yeah, no, it is. I got scared. And you go through those folds in the mountain and you go back. There's one place where it's the wettest place on the earth. It rains more there
Oh
than
yeah.
anywhere else on the earth, like 500 inches a year.
Yep.
It's where they get their water.
Yep.
It was so tight that he couldn't turn around. He had to stop and pivot and then
Yeah.
come back.
I have a cousin that's a pilot, a helicopter pilot. And I would like to get a ride in one before,
Oh, yeah, just
one of these
once.
days.
You may like it. You've got that little thing inside you that.
I asked him if I could do the Air America thing, Robert Downey Jr., where he's hanging from the rope and just dangling underneath the helicopter. I want to do that.
Oh, I'm going to post this. I'm not going to say it.
Is that your
I'm not going to
wife?
say it because yes,
Yeah, that's funny. I
yeah.
like her.
She goes, "Good God, this stuff writes itself." Oh man. Um. What? Oh God, sorry. What? Now that you've had this heart for a few years now, is there anything more that you want? Is there anything more that you want to do to take advantage of this opportunity, this second chance?
Um, I want like what I've been talking to my wife about, is just for me and for her is our kids are older now. I'd like to do more traveling and
Mhm.
see the world and see the U.S. and ride my bike in all kinds of different places and
Oh, sorry.
just experience, just live life,
Yeah.
Um, and I'm lucky because my job is pretty flexible. So I'm very fortunate for that. So I can do some of these things. I'd like to do more, obviously, but yeah, that's just my goal. Is just
No.
and I'd like to, start doing some volunteer work with One Legacy. They have an ambassador program that I think I'm going to be signing up for here to try and spread the word about organ donation and yeah, you know,
No.
um, try and do what I can. You know,
Oh, and Bentonville next year?
yeah. I mean, we have a bucket list, right? Bentonville, Whistler. Uh, you
I
know,
think, but with your rotting ability, I think Bentonville might be boring for you.
eh, I heard it's pretty cool. I mean,
It's
I don't know.
fun.
I know
It's
there's not
fun.
a lot of elevation, but
No, yeah, it's not a lot of being a downhill racer. It's fun. It was a lot for me being a flatlander here, but
yeah,
I went 2 years ago for the bike fest. A
yeah,
lot of fun.
yeah, it looks pretty cool.
Yeah,
So
a
I'd
lot
like
of
to check that out. Obviously, Whistler
yeah.
is something that everybody, my friends have talked about with me. My friend Joram is constantly talking about it. So
Any anything on the East Coast or North?
I would like to do. I would like to maybe do some racing next year. Maybe one race, get out to like, one of the races out on the East Coast.
Yeah, you got,
So it,
big North Carolina,
yeah,
Miami. You'd be bored here with
eh,
your speed going downhill, and you're like constantly pedaling here.
yeah, yeah. Probably not my jam, but
I got a boat. We can go out on the boat.
yeah, I'm down for that. I've got an uncle that lives out there, so
That's awesome. So you do want to get out and travel more, and you want to ride different.
Yeah. I mean, I tell my wife I want to sell my house and get a Sprinter van, but she's not down for that. But
I think we could do it.
yeah,
It's the whole
yeah,
health insurance thing.
yeah.
It gets me. I have good health insurance. Um, I don't want to take up a lot more of your time. We've already gone a buck and a half, and I know you have a family to get to, and I've had a blast. I can't thank you enough for doing this. Appreciate you is what I'm
Oh,
saying.
thank you for having me.
Great. I'm
It's taking an interest. It's awesome.
not not ending it though, because on this podcast we got 10 rapid fire questions. Would you be
Oh,
willing to do them?
absolutely. I don't
Sweet.
think or speak very rapidly, but I will try my best.
These rapid fires, I swear, last like 20 minutes anyhow. Um, any, but I do want to open this up right now. Is there anything you would like to say, or something I missed, or you would like people to know?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
So I've got one thing top of my mind is if you're not an organ donor, please consider it. I'm not gonna say you have to be, or it's irresponsible not to be, or anything like that. Everybody has a choice, right? But I would really ask that people consider it because it can give somebody an opportunity to live their life. It gives people the ability to have their father around, to have their husband around. It gives me the opportunity to see my son get married, and my daughter become an adult and graduate high school and these things. And it's given me so many different things. And it does that for so many people.
yeah,
There is a shortage out there of organs, and there's a lot of people that need them. So there is these things are not going to waste. Um,
yeah,
people that they go through a rigorous interview process. You have to see psychologists and social workers and so your organs are not being wasted on irresponsible people. These are people that really need them and will really appreciate them.
yeah,
Um, the other things is just, I want to thank all my friends, my family, my parents, um, all the sponsors, official, unofficial, DVO, um, Jensen USA, um, Thrill Hill Optics. I've got a
uh,
list,
yeah,
Intense, Unspoken, Laguna Bike Shed. All these guys have taken an interest in my story. It's not because I'm a good bike rider, because I'm just an average bike rider, but they've taken an interest in me and my story, and they've they've helped me a lot. Because mountain bikes are not cheap, obviously,
yeah,
but and they don't give me free things. Intense, I was able to get a bike from them last year, which was
oh wow,
amazing. But it's just the camaraderie, and and with these companies that are all like small companies that have real people working for them, and they have good hearts and things like that.
yeah,
They're all awesome. And the people that got me into this, just thanks.
awesome. I love when you bring up the people, like you brought up Brett the Unspoken. Like I live this far away from Brett, and I've seen him twice at Sky Park. I've had him on the podcast. I saw him at Bentonville. We see each other. It's like no time has passed. He's my bud.
Yeah, yeah, he's super
Like
cool.
all these people are buds. Mark Hill, Eric Rodden Dirty. I can't wait to meet you and Kitty. And it's just an incredible community. And I just appreciate also to jump ahead. I thought ahead.
Hmm.
Folks, if you are interested in becoming an organ donor, I did put a link down in the description, as well as a link to your documentary, your Instagram. Because I think, I don't know if I am. I was trying to, while you're talking about that, I'm looking on my license and it doesn't even say. I thought I was, but this new license doesn't say. Is it supposed to?
I've
I'm
got
going to do it. I'm going to do
Yeah,
it. What do I do? I want to be cremated anyway. So what does it matter if you,
right.
take stuff
So
out.
some people, there's a movement out there to try and get it to be an opt out rather than an opt in type of deal.
Where
With
it's like you're already automatically
Yeah,
unless
yeah,
you
yeah. But there's obviously that's tricky with laws
yeah,
and things like that. So that's above my head, above my
yeah.
pay grade. So I don't. Um,
Oh, I got to tell you, this was heavy stuff for this goofball, but I appreciate it. Now, sir, if you're ready,
I'm ready.
10 rapid fire questions.
Let's do it.
Dun dun dun. Oh, I should play some music. Hum along. Um, do you now or ever sing in the shower?
I do not. Do not sing.
I liked it, but did you ever? Like I used to have one of those wet speakers a long time ago.
Yeah, you know what? I have. I don't do it normally, but I have. You ever get into one of those moods where you're just kind of yelling and you're letting the water go over your mouth and you think you're in like a music video and you're just shouting out lyrics, like
Yeah.
Creed lyrics, you know?
Eyes wide open.
Exactly. I'm so
But the
glad you did that.
acoustics are so good in the shower. Blast around you.
Yeah, that's the
Oh,
one I sing with all my friends, and I just send it to them in voice memos
with eyes
with
wide
arms wide
open.
open. That's so awesome.
Oh, do you believe in ghosts?
I don't. I don't.
Oh,
I'm not. Yeah, I'll get a lot of hate for that, but I don't.
no, I'm not a spiritual, religious man either. I just believe
Yeah,
that something's there, maybe. To each his own.
maybe. I've definitely been wrong about things in my life.
What, arms wide open.
Yeah, arms
Free.
wide open, bro.
Yeah, man. Come on, honey. Keep it up. Are you superstitious about anything, and what is it?
Uh, I wouldn't. I'm not superstitious at all. I do suffer from some OCD, so I used to do it really bad, but I would like check doorknobs and stuff like uh 100 times. Like it used to be bad, but so that other than that, no, not really superstitious.
I don't like black cats.
No?
I'm serious. When I'm riding my bike, if I'm just doing a street ride and I see a black cat going across the street, cross me, I will actually do a U-turn and ride around the
Oh,
block.
really?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's a
Okay.
weird thing. It's so weird.
I see, like I would if we were like walking or riding somewhere together, like I would purposely try and veer you towards the black cat because that's
Oh.
what I do to my family. It's like when they have a weird thing like that, I just like I try to weird them out.
Well, then I'm gonna have to wear like garlic or something to get rid of it. JT, the Dusty Dutchman just joined in. What's up, fam? What's up, brother? You had a good reel today. Really good reel. Everybody, if you're new, like and subscribe. You do not have a YouTube.
I do have a YouTube. I haven't used it a ton.
What?
So
I couldn't find it.
it's Transplant MTB. It's up there.
Oh, I was going through your Instagram looking for a link. And
I can link it.
Okay, go to
I've
his.
been I started doing more like shorts and things like that on YouTube just recently.
Okay.
Um,
Okay. Well, then I'll go subscribe. Everybody like and subscribe, everybody. That's what I like to do. I feel so bad I've missed 2 of these in a row. Never again. I'm here for you, Johnny. JT, I know you are. I love you, brother. I just got to ride with him up in Wisconsin for his creator camp. He puts together a camp at this incredible place called Windman Trails.
okay.
YouTube it. So
Yeah.
much fun. I made a video. A bunch of people made videos. Got to get back because it was so much fun. Okay. Most irrational fear of yours.
Oh,
You probably don't fear anything. You got a damn heart transplant. Probably I've been through a heart transplant and nothing scares me.
that's hard. I don't. This is rapid fire, and I don't have a rapid
It's
answer for
not,
that.
you take your damn time, but I'll tell you spiders. Don't I don't like if I walk through just a little bit of a spider web, I will get my year's worth of cardio doing this for the next 10 minutes.
Yeah, yeah. You know what? I think for me, fear is irrational. Is I could be out doing something super awesome that nobody else is doing, and then I see somebody else doing something on like Instagram or whatever, and I have FOMO, like I'm like,
Oh,
damn it, I'm not there,
yeah, you get the, okay.
Yeah,
You're like, I got to get there. I got to get there.
yeah,
Better than this.
yeah.
Favorite way to relax?
Um, for me, relaxing is probably, my wife and I will binge watch TV shows, Netflix shows or something like that.
Yeah. What are you watching now?
We just finished Task on HBO. It's like a FBI task force. It's pretty good. Pretty
You got
good.
Netflix? Everyone has
I
Netflix. I
do.
don't
I
even
do.
need
Yeah.
to ask that. Everything, everybody. Animal Kingdom.
Okay. Yeah, I know that show. I know
Oh,
that show. Yeah.
so I just got into it. I'm like on season 3. I realized they got 8.
Yeah. Yeah.
So good.
Yeah.
Johnny's convinced every spider is a brown recluse. Yes. Yes. Every time I see it, it doesn't matter what
They
spider it
could
is. It'd
be.
be daddy long leg. I go, that's a brown recluse.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh yeah. Best way to relax is with a big Johnny U bear hug. Let Papa Bear get his big paws on you.
Oh boy.
That'll take all of it away.
Yeah.
Which which decade has the best music?
80s.
I mulled over this for a second.
It's
And I was
tough
gonna say,
between 80s and 90s, but
thank you. I think 90s for me.
yeah.
80s
Yeah.
was solid though.
For me, it's the 80s make me feel better. Like the 90s is amazing music, but
Mm-hmm.
the 80s, when 80s music comes on, I am instantly happy. Like it just reminds me of a better time, you know.
Yeah, God. I mean, 90s
Eh,
music was more formative for me,
if you ask me
but
to
it was fun. 90s
list,
is when I started getting into the heavy stuff.
yeah.
So
If you
yeah,
ask me like what era was the best, like my favorite punk and hip hop stuff, it's all from the 90s. But
yeah,
what makes me feel the best is 80s music.
yeah, dude. I think that may be one of the best questions I've ever thought of, and I didn't think of it because it's so close. 80s
Yeah.
does make you happy,
Yep.
and you go early 80s, and it makes you even happier.
Yep. Yep.
90s was more formative. I was getting more into the alternative. I was one of my favorite band of all time, the Pixies, and then I started getting heavy and then it just dropped off and I'm still listening to that crap. Thanks for throwing the wrench in the gears though.
Hey,
That's
I don't
what
know.
you do.
I was ready for that one
Here you
somehow.
go. Morning person, night person.
I'm a night person.
Oh, okay.
I'm
I was gonna
not an early riser.
uh
Everybody everybody at work is like, "How have you worked in construction for this many years and you hate getting up early?" And I just do not like it. So now I'm in sales and I don't get up as early anymore.
yeah,
It's yeah. If it was left to me, there would be no meetings before 10 o'clock.
yeah. Ozeki in the house. 80s rock, 90s was gangster. I never got gangster. I don't
I'd
know
s-
why.
yeah. I
I never got gangster.
All my favorite hip hop is from the 90s.
Um, I like my problem with not being a morning person is in the summer I can't ride because I can't get up early enough to go riding before it's 1,000 degrees with
Yeah.
150% humidity down here.
Yeah.
So it's Steve for mayor 2026.
Alex is an awesome hype man.
He's your hype boy.
Yeah, he is. We go do trails on race days and he'll be hooting and hollering behind me.
I can tell by the way you say gangster. Yeah, I'm as not gangster. Most overrated bike part.
Overrated bike park.
I'd like to
Oh,
hear this one. Whether it's a tough one.
I don't know. I mean, the better shape you get in, the less you need a really.
Yeah,
a-
it's a tough one. Depends on where I'm riding. If I'm out where you guys are, or I'm up there at Windman with JT, but down here at Dropper Post,
Oh, that's a game changer for me.
it's a game changer for
I gotta
people
have it.
going downhill.
I want to put one on my downhill bike. Shit.
And
Steve,
everybody here
sorry.
is like, they'll go, oh, I'll watch videos and they'll say, oh, this is about the time you're going to put your dropper down, and it's a 7 foot descent. To a
Yeah,
flat. I just, for me, the dropper is almost like,
I'm
okay,
gonna,
you go.
I'm
Act
gonna,
dropper post.
yeah, that's
Easy.
true, but I really want one. Uh,
I want one that goes up and down though.
yeah.
Does the Axis do that? Because I know my friend got a Rock Shox one and it only goes up.
So Mark reminds me, I guess I would go with wheels because I have gone on rides without wheels. It's a funny thing. Kitty will remind you, and she reminds me all the time that I have been known to show up for a ride with my bike in pieces because I have a little bitty work truck and
Uh,
and my wheels will be back at home in the garage and my bike.
shifting.
I I really want one of those too.
I've got one, and there's been a couple times I get a couple miles down the street and turn the car around, forgot the
Cause you
battery,
bad, yep.
and I can't get it dialed in. I'm still having trouble getting it dialed in. Okay, just going on long. Um, Favorite holiday meal?
Oh, I'd have to say this is adopted. So my wife is Mexican. So I do like when her mother makes tamales around. It's pretty much for Mexican families. It's from like November till New Year's is tamale time.
Tamale
Um,
time.
yeah, so it's
That's
homemade
a holiday, a
tamales.
whole month of eating tamales?
Oh yeah, oh yeah. You
Wow.
can eat them all kinds of different ways. We'll cook them and we'll fry them in a pan after they're already done, the next day or whatever.
Oh,
Um,
that's so funny. I was going to go, I'm always Thanksgiving.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I don't
I'm
eat
not a
pork
big
till the ham is out.
not a big turkey fan.
Oh, okay. I think it's fantastic. Okay, last one. Who has inspired you the most?
Um, that's really tough. That's a tough
Oh,
answer.
it's
Uh,
rapid fire, sir.
it's
I
well,
know.
it'd have to be my parents.
Yeah.
My mom for what she's gone through in life,
Mhm.
and to still be kicking and what she went through with her heart transplant. Uh, she was the strongest person I had ever met at that time, and then my dad is the hardest worker I've ever met in my life. And
Amazing.
that guy does not complain about anything. He's and just keeps going.
Yeah.
Um,
And I just think it speaks volumes that your mom's still kicking,
oh yeah.
still around after heart transplant. She had it how many years before you?
Um, so let's see, it's like 18 now, so 18 years. It's been 4 years for me, so like 14 years ahead of me.
Wow.
I
Wow.
had mine younger than she did,
Yeah. You guys are amazing.
but
You're bionic.
well, I appreciate that. It's the doctors are amazing, It's insane. I left the hospital 9 days after I had my transplant.
Here we go. Medi, trail pimp, electric trail surfer. He wants to do a lap with you on Party Wave.
100%, man.
Summit,
I'm
man.
always down.
You see the guy with the goatee? They are badass. They're both badass parents. Emily,
Oh,
like
that's
and
my
subscribe.
sister.
Sister, could you like and subscribe my channel? Make me feel good inside.
Yeah.
Steve, Dude, I can't thank you enough, man. We got through it.
We did. It was
I
two
thought maybe it was
hours
going to be too
almost.
much for me,
It's awesome.
but I appreciate you, man.
I could go another two, but
Uh,
hey,
it is 10 o'clock here.
yeah, I know
Uh,
it's late for you.
Yeah, it's Daddy got to go night. I got to actually take the boys for a walk. I appreciate you, man.
Hey,
Uh,
thanks so much for having me on.
no, thank you for being on my show. And guys, um, in the comment section, if you're watching later on hit the like and subscribe if you're new. If you're friends with Steve and don't know who I am, it still makes me feel good. Again, I have his Instagram. I will put your YouTube page. You're gonna add to it more?
Yeah, I plan on it. I'm doing an edit right now. I'm
No,
not
wow.
very good at editing, but I'm doing one for I just did
I'm not a good podcaster.
Holy Guacamole in Utah. I just did that trail, so I'm gonna try to do a long form video here. So we'll see how it
Okay.
goes.
Sweet. I'll put that in there. And again, organ donor website down there. If you have anything else, Zach, Tumor Warrior just jumped in, brain tumor survivor.
Oh wow,
Like and
amazing,
subscribe.
amazing.
Steve, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Appreciate you. Everybody, thank you again for joining in live and getting to meet Steve live. Blah, 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 blah. You know what to do, folks. If you can, go get your bikes dirty. Now we have to sit here